It's Danielle, Destiny, and Jaden, and we're going to be talking about the self-determination theory by Edward B.C. and Richard Ryan.
These are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. We've heard some things about them today, but I'm just going to briefly say what they are. For us, relatedness is feeling cared for and connected to others. It has to do with a sense of belonging, a feeling that you matter to the other people that are there. And relatedness is enhanced not just by people treating you warmly and including you, but it's also enhanced by your giving to them and you're being able to matter in their lives. That's part of what helps us feel connected. So it's not a one-way street in relatedness. It has to do with both. And again, we'll show evidence to that effect. Competence is really commonly studied in psychology. Most theories of psychology would probably agree with us on this one point, which is competence is essential to wellness. To feel effective in your environment, to have some sense of mastery of the things that are important to you, very, very important, and environments can have a big impact on that experience. And then finally, finally autonomy, which has been probably the most controversial, but also the most central of our psychological needs in the sense of research and our integrative mission, so to speak. Autonomy refers to behavior that is self-endorsed, that you agree with and find congruent within yourself. And so autonomy here means that you feel choiceful, self-initiating, and when you're fully autonomous, you're wholeheartedly behind the thing that you're doing. And again, because of that wholeheartedness, that's why performance tends to be better when you're acting out of autonomous motive.
The self-determination theory is based on a concept of human motivation, development, and wellness. It tackles the use of controlled and uncontrolled factors in motivation when it comes to finding motivation to do things to meet the basic human needs of people feeling confident, feeling like they belong, and also autonomy. For when people feel like they belong and have confidence, they will experience autonomous motivation. Within this idea of autonomous motivation, there is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic is an autonomous motivation, while extrinsic motivation can be one if the value of the reward is internalized as their own. This concept was really established by Richard Ryan. This theory can be used to predict current behaviors and possible future changes in behaviors. Many fields use this theory in practice, such as the education and medical field, and even sports. For any field can use this theory to motivate as long as they focus on what type of motivation a person needs and not being out. And then from there, create circumstances where the person's basic psychological needs will be supported. Edward B.C. got his PhD at Carnegie Mellon University in 1970. Since then, he is now a professor in social science at the University of Rochester. Here, he is also a member of the Human Motivation Program in the Department of Psychology. For 40 years, he has been engaged in research programs that focus on human motivation. This has led to the organized by self-determination theory. Despite being best known for his widely used theory, he is also a co-author and author of many books, such as, but not limited to, Intrinsic Motivation, published in 1975, Self-Determination Theory, published in 2016, and also the Mahogany Museum, celebrating 50 years, published in 2018.
Richard Ryan was a co-developer of the self-determination theories. This is one of the most leading theories of human development. Ryan is a professor at the Institute for Positive Psychology and Education at the Australian Catholic University in North Sydney, and he's also professor emeritus at psychology at the University of Rochester. Ryan is one of the most cited researchers in psychology and social sciences, and he is an author of over 450 papers and books. Over human motivation, personality, and psychological well-being. Richard Ryan was
This theory represents the study of human motivation and personality, which focuses on 3 basic psychological needs. 6 many theories developed to explain the motivational-based experiences and social and cultural factors affecting people's well-being and quality of performance. In Domain 1, Designing Instruction and Assessment to Promote Student Learning, we chose 4 competencies. Section C analyzes developmental characteristics of students and how it impacts learning and performance. It applies knowledge and characteristics between effective learning experiences and assessments. Section E recognizes factors affecting the social and emotional development of students, acknowledging that this impacts their development in other domains. Section K recognizes that positive and productive learning environments involve creating high academic expectations equity learning communities, and the developmental responsiveness. Section L recognizes the importance of helping students learn and apply life skills, which would be decision-making, goal-setting skills, and self-direction. This theory relates to these specific competencies because motivation and personality are influenced by people's social and emotional development, as well as people's characteristics developed over time. And then we could relate this to education because it allows students to feel that they have control over their life choices in education. This is important for students' psychological health and well-being, as well as encouraging motivation to give the students reasons to believe that their learning and experiences will have an impact on others.
Studies have shown that students learn better with classes that use the self-determination theory. Some of the benefits are positive feedback from your students. Students develop empathy, and you develop intrinsic motivation within your students. Studies have shown children learn better in classes with structure and warm and motivating classes rather than classes that are chaotic or cold motivating. Children achieve autonomy by feeling support to be able to explore their own choices and be able to learn on their own. They learn competence by getting prompt feedback from the teachers and other people in the classroom. And they learn relatedness by having others listen to them and interact with them in class.
Here are some examples from our own personal experiences. My name's Destiny. When I was a senior in high school, I had an English teacher who had my peers and I write our goals for the next year, the next 5 years, and the next 10 years. Although some of our goals have changed over time, it was encouraging to think about where we could see ourselves after high school and watching some of our goals actually get achieved.
In primary school, I was always told not to try because I wouldn't make it to college due to my learning disabilities. But I found a passion for art that drove me to find confidence in myself as well as a community to belong in. And that resulted in a desire to keep going because I believed I could.
When I was growing up, I was always told I would never amount to anything. My teachers always told me that I was very bright and that I would always achieve something if I always tried my hardest. I had a teacher that had us write down our goals for every couple of years, and every year she actually messages us and sees how far along we are coming in our goals.
Thank you for watching our presentation, and I hope that you learned a little something about the self-determination theory.